everyone. I'm Rochelle. It is Thursday. I'm wearing a hat, so it must be time for Hat Chat. We're so glad you joined us today. Please share this broadcast with other teachers who want to know about stress-free parent conferences. That is our theme that we're doing for this month, and we're wrapping it up this week with one and only my friend and soon to be your friend, Shannon Cunningham from Primary Shannonigans. Make sure you share this broadcast too, because there's some other teachers who want to know about stress-free parent conferences. All right, here she is. Let's get Shannon in here. Hi, Shannon.
Hey guys, nice to see you all. I'm so glad you're here.
We are so glad to have you. It's so great that you joined us today, and you have some great information about stress-free parent conferences. So we're super excited about that. But first, let's hear about your hat.
Okay, so yes, as she said, my name is Shannon Cunningham from Primary Shannonigans, and my hat is important because it's one of the places that I've lived, Nebraska Cornhuskers. So I was born and raised in Arizona, went to college in Nebraska, and then I did my student teaching in Houston, Texas, and now I'm a teacher in Dallas, Texas, and have been here ever since.
Oh, that's so great. And we'll find out a little bit more about what you teach and what you're really passionate about. But you know how Hat Chat works. You have to tell us a joke to get in the Hat Chat. So I hope you have a joke ready for us.
Yes, I wanted to pick one that was fit for the season. So what is a scarecrow's favorite fruit? Strawberries.
Okay, repeat the whole thing again. It cut out for me, so I didn't get to hear the whole thing, but say it again so we can really catch it.
What is a scarecrow's favorite fruit? Strawberries.
There you go.
Strawberries.
You know, that's really good for kids too, because they might not know that a scarecrow has straw. I mean, that's got a lot in there that you can use for teaching purposes too. So yeah. Strawberries, we love it. Okay, that's so great. Now, Shannon, where are you located and what do you teach and what are you really passionate about as a teacher?
So I live in Dallas, Texas, and I teach in Garland. And I bounce back and forth between kindergarten and first grade. Primary is definitely my passion. And so I teach first grade this year. Some years I loop, I keep my kids for 2 years. So that's really exciting just to see the growth all the way from day one of kindergarten to the last day of first grade when they are often leaving to be second graders. I think one thing that I'm very passionate about working with the younger children is building them up to be leaders and have strong social communication skills. And so that's something that I'm very passionate about in the classroom and extending that beyond the classroom for my kiddos.
That is so great. There are so many things you just mentioned that other people are going to want to know about. So what's the best place they can go and learn more from you about looping, about leadership, communication, and all those things you just mentioned?
So probably the best place where I'm the most active and you can get information daily would be on Instagram, the same name, Primary Shannonigans. I also do have a blog, but the best place to come see me would be at a conference. I will be in Wisconsin in January, and then I will be at the New England conference in March. So I'm looking forward to those.
And those are SDE conferences, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so staff development for educators, they're our partner here too, guys. So if you ever want to find a conference in your region, go to SDE and find out. We'll probably link below about how to find SDE conferences. And I think you could just search for Shannon Cunningham's name and find out where she's going to be. And she's going to be in some cold places in the winter, so you're going to have to pack some really warm clothes.
Yes.
All right. Oh, we just put down your Instagram in the chat. So
I look forward to connecting with you guys.
That is so wonderful. All right. So we just have a few minutes together today, but I think we just want to go over conferences, parent conferences, and some of the things that you as a teacher have found to help during conference season.
Awesome. Yes. So first and foremost, you need to schedule them and you need to be well planned in this. Just out of a courtesy for parents and guardians, you do want to give at minimum a 2-week notice because some of these parents might have a different work schedule. They might need to coordinate with daycare or whoever's watching their child. So do try to be courteous and give them at least 2 weeks. One way that I like to start with this is I do Google Forms. I've mentioned those before. Google Forms are a great way just to send out a digital form for parents to respond. Hey, Wednesday afternoons work great for me, or Tuesday mornings work great for me. So then you can start to see when parents would, what night you might pick as your late night if you don't already have a designated night. So those are helpful. And then of course, always doing paper form as well, whether that's a daily folder, a weekly folder, something that you can send home that they can fill out. And what's nice about the Google form is when you create it, you can print it. So you don't have to write 2 letters. If you create the Google form, send it out, you can click print for the hard copy as well. So I like that it's one and done, and I have a digital option, and I also have a hard copy option as well.
I like that. Parents really like to get things in their inbox as well as in the folder. At least I do as a parent. Yeah. I like to have both, because then I can put it right into my digital calendar, and then I could put one on the fridge. So, you know, both things.
And then you don't have to worry that the chocolate milk spilled all over it or whatever happened with the lunchbox. It's all set together.
It would be coffee for me. Like, if I put it on my desk, coffee everywhere. I'm very messy.
Yes. But yeah, so that's just with scheduling, just making sure that you're keeping it all in one planner, whether you're using a digital planner or a hard copy, which I included in that freebie if you want to do a hard copy, because there's nothing worse than realizing that you double booked and you walk in and both the parents are sitting there and then everyone gets kind of off or you feel rushed. So just making sure that you're well planned in scheduling those is very important.
All right, let's bring that freebie in here so people can see what you're talking about. So remember, if you are live in the broadcast, you're getting this freebie. If you're watching it on the replay, unfortunately, we're not giving the freebie out for people watching on the replay, but live people, we're all live, but if you're watching live, you get this freebie. So check this out, you guys. This is what you're going to see. Shannon, walk us through a little bit of this.
So this is another thing that you want to do in advance before the conference as well. This is something that I give to the students to fill out that we can review. So first and foremost, when I think about school, I feel, and I left it blank because of course some of our younger babies, they might just need to draw a picture. They might not have the letters and words to write, that they feel excited, or maybe they feel a little bit nervous. So they can draw a picture. Because personally, I don't request for students to be in the conference. If they're there, great. And I'll get to that in a moment, but I don't require them to be there because sometimes parents have to come from work, or maybe the parent and I just need to have a conversation that the student doesn't need to be there for. But this is how I feel like the student can share whether they're there or not with the parent. We can review that. So also just sharing, I feel confident when I feel confident when I am reading, or I feel confident when I am practicing addition. What do they feel confident in? I feel like I need help when I am practicing my sight words, whatever it may be that you see that they identify, wow, this is something that I kind of struggle with and I want that help, so that both myself and the parent can be on the same page of how we can help them. And then a goal I have for learning is, and I keep this very open-ended, sometimes they're like tie my shoes or swing on the swings by myself at recess. And sometimes it is learning goals. I let them pick whatever it is and let them lead that, and then bring that paper into conference. And then this next paper is conference notes. So it has the students, staff, and guardians in attendance. I do want to also just point out, I didn't know this when I was a first-year teacher, your district probably has a variety of translators. So don't be afraid if you have a parent who maybe speaks sign language, Spanish, Vietnamese, whatever it may be, do reach out to your district and put that in place. It'll mean a lot to the parent, and you'll be able to make strides with the parent and the student when you put in that place of connections. That's why I also just leave an extra space, because you might have a translator as well. And then sometimes it's, last resort, but sometimes conferences are over the phone. So I put that option. And then just going over some general skills that you want to highlight, whether it's a strength or maybe it's just something that they can continue to improve on. You can check that off. And just general notes as well. So I found that paper helpful in just guiding your conversation and just your thought process when you're going through all of your students. Their grades as well. And just, it's very important, I think, to start with areas of the success, starting on the positive note. Do you notice that as well?
I do. I'm so glad you said that. That was so good, because I noticed all of them, when you even had the student one, they were really focusing on things that they're good at first or how they're feeling. I really like that you've included those. But yes, definitely areas of success first.
Yeah, sharing those areas of success and then areas of concern. And then you might just express some ideas. And I do want to make sure that anytime I'm in a conference, I want to note that, yes, I'm the expert in the classroom, but the 2 people or 3 people, however many is sitting at the table, we are all experts on the child, and we need to treat each other as such. And so the first thing when the parent walks in, I'm like, hey, how are they liking school? How are they doing with homework? I'm asking them because that information is important to me.
For sure, that's so good. And then you put everybody on here, even the you've got lots of lines, and I appreciate that, because sometimes we have more than 2 people come. We might have a grandparent come with the parents because they are a caretaker of the child. So that's really great.
Yeah, so I think that's super important. And one thing before I forget, Especially first-year teachers, you'll see this will happen. Sometimes the student will come in and sometimes siblings will come in. So this is so helpful to have blocks, something easy to clean up. Maybe it's your books. And hey, friends, you're going to do this on the carpet, because even though they know the rules at school, they will come in and like help themselves to everything and anything and have a blast. So sometimes it helps to have a little designated play area of things that they can play with while mommy, daddy, grandma, grandpa conference with Miss Cunningham. So that's very helpful to have set up in advance.
That is a really good tip. Do you guys hear that? Put a little play area. I love that, because that happens all the time. You're right. They don't have sitters to, they have to bring their children. So
yeah.
Great
yes,
tip.
And that helps them be able to focus on the conversation, not chase around. So that's very helpful. And then this is also something that just over the years I realized was very crucial, because the parents would ask me a question, and especially first year teachers, it is okay if you don't have all the answers. Don't be afraid to say, hey, I think it's this, but I'm not confident. I would love to look more into that and get back to you. That is okay. You don't have to have all the answers. And so this was something that helped me. This parent asked about after school tutorials or something like that. You can make note, because I know the moment I step away from my desk, I'm probably going to accidentally forget about it. So this was just helpful to see, oh, I need to follow through on this. Oh, I need to go talk to this person about that, and email the parent back or call them.
And I think that's so good just for relationship building too, because you are saying, I value you and your question. I'm going to write it down and I will get back with you. So that's really great. And even to say, how do you want me to get back to you?
Yes.
Via email, via phone call, things like that. So that's really good too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these are great, because I know by the time we get done with conferences, aren't we like brain dead? Because
yes.
We've talked to so many people in such a short period of time, and we're really good at talking to kids all day long, but when it comes to talking to adults, one right after the other, and some of them are quite emotional, we have to admit, when they come in to talk about their child, because we have to remember, not every parent has had a successful school experience, and so coming to school could be very stressful for parents, so you have to keep that in mind as well. And so there's a lot to parent conferences that you're right. When you're a first year teacher, you just think, oh, parents are going to come and I'm going to talk to them and it'll be great. And it is great. Don't get me wrong, but it's exhausting for teachers. So if you've gone through it and you really have stress about or anything like that, we're hoping this series really helped you with stress-free parent conferences. And if you want to get a hold of Shannon, here is her website. Isn't it cute, you guys? What a cute idea. Primary Shannonigans. So cute. See what she did there? And there's her email, right? If you want to get.
Yes. And I love hearing from y'all. I'm open to any suggestions. I don't post a lot of stuff on TPT, but I have a lot of stuff. So these freebies are fun. And I love hearing what input y'all would like to see more of.
That is wonderful. Well, thank you for spending time with us. We really, really appreciate it. We hope we see you again in Las Vegas at the national conference. We loved that. And we'll see you out on the road. So make sure you find Shannon at the SDE conferences and look her up there. So wonderful, wonderful job today, Shannon, and have a great night.
Thank you. Don't forget to comment.
Comment below. Yeah, you'll get the freebie, you guys. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.